After undergoing surgery, this visually impaired dog experienced a remarkable transformation that will touch your heart. When the May family decided to open their hearts to a new furry family member, little did they know the challenges that lay ahead. The journey proved to be a roller coaster, but one they wouldn't trade for anything. They discovered a young Irish setter and warmly welcomed him into their home, affectionately naming him Duffy. In no time, Duffy became an integral part of their family, showered with love and treated like one of their own. Duffy, a charming and playful boy, effortlessly integrated into the May household, forming a special bond with Benjamin and the other children. Growing up with them, Duffy brought joy and laughter into their lives, while they provided him with the best care and love. Unfortunately, life had its twists and turns for Duffy. From an early age, he exhibited signs of health issues that required frequent visits to the vet. He battled early stages of liver disease, which demanded medication. Despite his struggles, Duffy remained resilient, refusing to let his ailments hinder his zest for life. He was fortunate to have a loving family who would go to great lengths for him. For years, Duffy embarked on countless adventures with his family and his best friend, Benjamin. They played, traveled, went on walks, chased squirrels, and shared countless happy moments. It was an idyllic life until Duffy, at around 8 years old, began showing worrisome signs of slowing down. Duffy's health deteriorated, with unexpected accidents in the house and changes in his behavior. His family noticed increased water consumption, changes in his eating habits, and unexplained weight loss. Concerned for his well-being, they sought the guidance of a veterinarian, who had alarming suspicions about Duffy's condition, including the possibility of canine diabetes. The May family faced a difficult decision but decided to have Duffy tested. The results confirmed their fears: Duffy had diabetes. They immediately sprang into action, following their vet's advice and administering insulin injections twice a day, likely for the rest of his life. Managing Duffy's health also required additional medications, as diabetes can be unpredictable. Complications from his illness and medications had an unexpected consequence: Duffy began losing his ability to recognize his family. Even when they stood right in front of him, he no longer made the connection. Duffy started bumping into objects in the familiar home that had been his haven since the day they rescued him from the shelter. Another visit to the vet led to yet another heartbreaking diagnosis: Duffy was going blind. It was devastating news for the May family. At 8 years old, Duffy was considered mature for some breeds, but Irish setters can live for 12 to 15 years. The family faced the heart-wrenching prospect of Duffy spending the remainder of his life in darkness. Witnessing their once joyful and beloved dog losing his sight was truly heart-wrenching for the May family. It was as if their best friend was gradually losing a part of his vibrant spirit along with his vision. Benjamin expressed how he could only imagine the fear and despair Duffy must have felt when his world suddenly plunged into darkness. It's a different situation when a dog has been blind from birth. They adapt to their circumstances. But for a dog who once had sight, adjusting to this new way of life could be particularly challenging. Initially, their primary focus was getting Duffy's diabetes under control, as it posed a significant threat to his life. After successfully stabilizing his condition, the vet delivered some hopeful news: a specific surgery could potentially restore Duffy's sight. However, the cost of the surgery was substantial, around $5,000, a sum that many would consider prohibitive for a pet. Despite some people questioning their decision, the May family saw Duffy not just as a dog but as an integral part of their family. How could they stand by and watch him struggle when there was a chance to improve his quality of life? Determined to help Duffy, the family took various measures to raise funds, including saving money, selling possessions, and doing whatever they could to cover the surgery costs. Finally, the day arrived when Duffy could undergo the sight-restoring surgery. While the procedure was routine for most dogs, it carried added risks for Duffy due to his diabetes and previous liver disease. The family was understandably anxious, but they believed in giving Duffy this opportunity, trusting the skilled medical team. As they left Duffy at the veterinary clinic on the day of the surgery, Benjamin's parents kept their phones close, nervously awaiting updates. When the long-anticipated call came, they hesitated but ultimately answered, and the news was beyond their expectations. The vet reported that Duffy had performed remarkably well during the surgery and was ready to go home. The family rushed to the clinic to retrieve their beloved pup. In the vet's office, the family waited eagerly for Duffy's emergence, and one family member decided to capture the moment on video for Benjamin, who couldn't be there in person. This decision proved to be incredibly meaningful. The video begins as Duffy enters the room, wearing a protective cone around his head. Initially, he appears slightly apprehensive, but as soon as he recognizes his family, his demeanor transforms. This elderly dog, who had been without sight for months, could now see again, and the sight of his loved ones filled him with pure joy. Duffy quickly moved from one family member to another, emitting delighted squeals and wagging his tail so vigorously that his entire body shook. It was evident that he couldn't contain his excitement at finally being able to see and connect with each and every one of them. Running from person to person, he reveled in the love and attention showered upon him. More than anything, he was overjoyed to see his family again. For both the family and Duffy, it felt like a miracle and a worthwhile investment. They shared the video with Benjamin, who found it so special that it brought tears to his eyes each time he watched it. This emotional experience inspired him to share Duffy's profound joy with the world, and people worldwide were deeply touched by the video. Duffy's heartwarming reaction melted hearts, and since its posting, the video has garnered millions of views, with viewers appreciating the undeniable happiness radiating from Duffy. The video captured a moment of pure bliss, forever etched in their memories. It raises thought-provoking questions about pet healthcare. Should pets receive the same level of medical care as humans? Would you be willing to invest substantial sums in treating your sick pet if you had the means to do so? These are questions that continue to resonate with pet owners and animal lovers alike.